Hello, welcome back to our Simple Suppers series using these meal solution kits. Tonight we're doing General Tso chicken, and I already have some rice cooking. Actually, it's finished. My afternoon and evening's been crazy, so I'm thankful for this tonight because it's going to be a quick way for me to make a meal and feed a bunch of hungry boys, actually. So this one's actually pretty simple. I'm going to angle my camera down so you can see. It does have a few more steps, but nothing complicated. So let me just angle this down. And I've got, I'm going to angle you down at an angle, apparently. I've got 1/4 cup of water here. And to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and 2 tablespoons of ketchup. And I can hear my family coming, so it's probably gonna get loud. 2 tablespoons soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of ketchup in there. And then I'm gonna add my seasoning mix to that and just give it a quick whisk and combine that. And we're gonna set that aside while we work on our chicken. Okay, so I've got that mixed up. I'm gonna set it aside and done with the sauce. And then over here, I've got some chicken I've just cut into chunks. And I am going to take 1/4 cup of cornstarch and put that in there and just toss this chicken in the cornstarch. And I've got some oil heating up in my wok on the stove. And so once we've tossed this chicken, gotten it nicely coated in that cornstarch, we're gonna fry up this chicken in our wok. So you can see none of this is taking me very long. I've spent a couple minutes, other than my prep time to cut the chicken, but honestly, you guys, I used our Pro Prep paring knife and it cuts things so quickly. I also have 2 bell peppers over here that I've cut into chunks. So I've maybe spent 5 minutes prepping things. That's being generous. It was probably less than that. It really just took me a couple minutes to cut the chicken and the peppers and get out my ingredients. So that's all coated in the cornstarch. My wok is heating up over here, so I'm gonna move you over. So hopefully you can see that. Let's see if the light helps a bit. There we go. Okay, so I've got it calls for 3 tablespoons of oil. I probably need to actually add a little bit more. I've only got probably 1 or 2 in there. So I'll add a little bit more oil. And I thought I was gonna cook it hot. Now I've definitely got enough oil. That's okay. All right, so that's just gonna heat a bit, and I'm gonna go ahead, because I'm rushing everything for video's sake. I'm gonna go ahead and start throwing my chicken in. You should probably wait till your oil is heated, but we're just gonna get it in there and start it cooking. And we're just gonna cook this chicken. We are probably gonna have to cook this in batches because you don't want to overcrowd your pan. We're looking to get kind of that crispy outside of the chicken here, and have it like you would that takeout chicken from the Chinese store, but this is gonna be even better and better for you. So not as much sodium and bad stuff in here, so you can feel good about eating a treat meal. At least for me, this feels like a major treat meal. So I'm gonna put that in there, and I will bring you back in a minute to show you how it's looking as it cooks. Okay, here we are. I've done it in 3 batches. This is my last batch, just got done. Takes about 2 to 3 minutes per batch to fry up the chicken. Hopefully you can hear me over it cooking. But this batch is just about done. And so what I've been doing is, as I finish, I've got a paper towel lined plate. I'm just pulling the chicken out and putting it on that plate after each batch. And this is my last batch. So by the way, I used one set of tongs when the chicken was raw and to flip it in the pan, and then this is my tongs for the fully cooked chicken. So once it's cooked, I'm pulling it out of the pan with this, just to keep from getting any, we don't want any bad stuff happening. My brain is mushed with our chicken. So, all right, we're gonna pull that out, and then to that pan that's still going on medium heat, I'm gonna add my 2 bell peppers that I've cut up, and I'm just going to toss those in the skillet and cook those for about 2 to 3 minutes to start to soften them a bit, but keep them a little crisp. And then we will add our chicken back into the pan and our sauce mix, and toss it for a few more minutes, for about 2 to 3 minutes, to let that sauce get all in everything. And then this meal is done. It's nice, easy. I don't think you could call and order takeout and have it delivered that fast. So definitely worth a try, this recipe. And I'll bring you back in a moment when we're ready to put it all together. Okay, my peppers have cooked for a couple minutes. I'm gonna pour my chicken back into that same pan. Give it all a little toss together. And then I'm gonna add my seasoning mix that I mixed up before with the water, soy sauce, and ketchup. And add that all in, and then we're just gonna toss it all together and cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. And dinner is done. And I cooked some rice in the rice cooker to go along with this, so it's going to be amazing. Oh, and I'm throwing things. Oh man, I lost a couple peppers. That's all right. Okay, we're just gonna let that cook and all those flavors absorb in there. And it will be finished. I'll try to add a picture on here of my bowl with the rice and this in it so you can see. I also, by the way, fried up some zucchini in my skillet. So I just chopped up some zucchini. I fried it up in some butter with some SPG seasoning and a little bit of roasted garlic. And that is good to go. I love zucchini just fried up in some butter. So I'm sure that's going to be delicious. So that'll be your side instead of your traditional stir-fry veggies, and the rice to go along with it, and that's a meal. There you go, the General Tso chicken.